within the last few moments, we received news that I think ranks right up there, with I don't even know what, as maybe the most significant news that I've ever heard in my entire life, and that is that the New York Jets are hiring Nathaniel Hackett as their offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Now, before anyone like Brandon, who's a dope, starts saying, oh, he's unsuccessful, terrible, but hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Hembo, go through his litany of successful stops as an offensive coordinator.
So before being hired by the Broncos, he spent 3 years in Green Bay. In 2 of those years, Aaron Rodgers won the MVP of the league. Previously, he was the offensive coordinator in Jacksonville.
Yeah, where he called plays.
Where he called plays. In 2017, that team had the number 5 scoring offense in the NFL.
Yeah.
Led the AFC Championship game at halftime. And his quarterback was Blake Bortles. Previously, he was the offensive coordinator in Buffalo for 2 years. One of those seasons, while his quarterbacks were Kyle Orton and E.J. Manuel, Buffalo went 9-7.
So this is a guy who has a history. Ignore the head coaching. Being a head coach requires one set of skills, one traits, right? Like Liam Neeson said, like I have a very particular set of skills. There's a set of skills that are required to be a head coach, and then there's an entire other one that is required to be an offensive coordinator. He clearly didn't have the head coaching skills, but we're not asking him to do that. We're asking him to be the offensive coordinator. But
That's
Graziano,
not all you're asking him to do.
Much more importantly, you're here for one reason and one reason only.
Yeah.
To tell me this means we're getting Aaron Rodgers.
Well, it didn't work out for the Broncos, right?
That's right.
And so I wouldn't assume it, but obviously at least that look, Nathaniel Hackett has relationships with Robert Saleh and people in the Jets building. Like they're all friends. Like this made sense. Runs a West Coast style offense similar to what they've been running with the Jets. No matter who the quarterback is.
Right.
It's not going to be a whole lot of necessarily not a change. So if he ends up helping you get Aaron Rodgers, if he makes you more appealing to Aaron Rodgers, then it's worth the shot because as Hembo was just listing, this guy's been a good coach in the league. He hasn't been like the head coach tenure in Denver was a complete disaster. No one can argue otherwise. He probably should not have had that job, but previous to that, he was regarded around the league as a good coach. And I think no matter who the quarterback is, he should be an asset to the staff if he can lure Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers is looking around the landscape and saying, I don't know about the Jets, but, I like that guy they just hired. And if that helps, sure. But again, I think Denver, or at least their fans, thought the same thing last year and were profoundly disappointed.
For those who are wondering, in case you're not aware of this, yes, he is Paul Hackett's son. Paul Hackett was an NFL coach for a very long time, was the offensive coordinator of the Jets, actually, among many other teams at one time. And yes, Nathaniel is his son. So, look, here's the thing, Dan. People are telling me not to get my hopes up. People are telling me not to connect dots.
You get your hopes up if you want.
It's much too late. I am connecting dots.
Hopes are up.
How could hopes not be up?
No, I think it's exciting. Look, If you want to believe that Aaron Rodgers can be traded to the Jets, and I don't think that's impossible. I think it's entirely possible that could happen. Today is a day that helps you with that hope. I think he's whatever else he is. Look, you shouldn't hire Nathaniel Hackett because you think it'll bring you Aaron Rodgers. That's the lesson from the Broncos last year, and I don't think that's exactly what the Jets have done here. But we know there's a good relationship between those two people. Right? So if you're thinking about making a run at it and you believe in Nathaniel Hackett as a coach, then you see him as a potential asset in that potential pursuit as well. So, yeah, enjoy the hope. It could happen. It could happen. Now, I can tell you with confidence that it could happen.
So the next thing I want to bring up is Brandon. So Greeny, we're coming to you live from the Seaport, brought to you by Grey Goose. So you know Brandon Phillips. Dan Graziano is a regular. He is one of the OGs, if you will, of Get Up. He's 2 days a week with us, and he's just outstanding, and he hosts it when I'm not there, and all kinds of other stuff. So you know Brandon Phillips, our stage manager, as well as anybody, and you're aware that he's a crazy Jet fan.
Yes.
He's unhappy about this.
Yeah, he doesn't want Rodgers.
He doesn't want Rodgers.
Yeah.
What is wrong with him? The man is a dope. I mean, he's sitting there telling me he wants Gardner Minshew because he has a longer career ahead of him than Aaron Rodgers in the entire history.
Sure about that?
Of organized man. Since we developed the ability to speak, from the time we stopped like scribbling on caves and spoke aloud, that is the first time anyone has ever said out loud, I'd rather have Gardner Minshew than Aaron Rodgers. No one has ever spoken those words.
Not even the first time I've heard him say it.
You'd rather have who? Derek Carr. Jimmy G. You'd rather have Jimmy G. You would rather have Gardner Minshew than Aaron Rodgers. Get out! Just get out of here. Dan, get him out of here.
I can't get him out. He's in charge of where people go in here.
Gardner Minshew.
He's out.
Dan, Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with Brandon.
Yes,
I think Aaron Rodgers would be a lot more fun. Look, I mean, yeah, it's what do you view yourself as, if you're the Jets, as one quarterback away from getting to the Super Bowl with your defense, with your young wide receivers?
I'm the Jets, and I do.
What are you going to do on the offensive line? Like that,
draft people and get back Elijah Vera Tucker and maybe get back Mekhi Becton if he can ever play again.
Improved health and a couple
you draft one
there.
or two guys, and your line should be pretty good.
I mean, yes. I mean, you're going to have to overcome Buffalo in the division, which is going to be difficult. They're obviously going to still be a very good team. But, yeah, I mean, he will make – he had a bad year, right? And so did the Packers around him. I think he's the kind of guy you look at. If you think you're one quarterback away and you can get that player and you can afford him, yeah, absolutely worth a shot. I disagree with Brandon.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.